Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back. I am so glad to have you here on this Tarot and Oracle Pick a Card about the messages from your inner witch. This is a collaboration with V from V Love and Crystals. She does all sorts of tarot and oracle readings, deck modifications, all sorts of fun stuff over on her channel. And today we are doing this collaboration so that you can get messages from your inner witch. Now, my part of this collaboration, I'm doing a little bit more of a green witch inspired reading. I have some herb decks here, a lot of earth related cards. And so my spin is a little bit more onto the green witch side just because that's what I resonate and identify with. In front of you are 3 different piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I would like you to listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, just listen to what is calling to you as to which pile you want to pick. The timestamps will be listed both in the description box and the top pinned comment, as with the link to V's video. I would love to hear what pile you picked in my video and what pile you picked in her video. I think it would be interesting. I'd love to hear if any messages overlap. So let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, let's get started with pile 1. Hello to all of you who picked pile 1. I'm going to start off with your tarot cards today. So we have the 9 of water, which is the peach, the 2 of water, which is mallow, sweetgrass, the world, Pachamama, lavender. Okay, so my first thoughts when seeing these cards is a very springtime vibe, especially with these first 2 cards. Like, just the colors on them are really making me think of spring and of rejuvenation and just life coming back. We also have the sweet grass here with this woman's hands braiding the grass. And you can tell by the state of her hands she's worked hard. And I feel like it's a passion that she's worked hard in the fields. Like, she loves doing this. She's got her beautiful bracelets on. She's braiding the grass. She's put her hat down and she's just relaxing in the fields and tending to her crops and braiding it and making it beautiful. And so it's almost like when we're creating new things, new opportunities, new adventures in our lives, it's like, remember why. And always remember to act with beauty and grace as we go about our daily life. It's about being mindful in the moment and not just rushing through things. It's about enjoying things. With the World card here, Pachamama, it is about enjoying all those little things that the earth can give us, right? So this might even be telling you to just slow down. When you're outside, slow down. Really stop to smell the flowers. Now, I know for a lot of my viewers being in the Northern Hemisphere, we are going into autumn, into winter. But for those of you going into spring, if you are on the other side of the world, it might be, taking time to slow down and really smell the flowers. Or even as we go into winter, we might not have the fresh floral scents that these images are depicting, but we can still, embrace the smell of the evergreens, of the citrus fruits, of, everything around us. Really embracing what gifts have been given to us. Okay? And with the 4 of air card, the lavender card, like this card always just reminds me, it's time to relax. It's time to take a deep breath and, really just think about what's going on and celebrate, be appreciative of what's going on. Taking time for harvest. And while you're and harvest doesn't even necessarily mean like out in the fields, but taking time to gather what you have created and show appreciation for that. This could be literally, tending to, say, a garden. It could be caring for animals. It could also just be taking an inventory of what you have created recently, say in the last 3 months, the last 6 months, the last year, bringing it all together and seeing the bounty that you have created. This could be digital. This could be, like physical things you've been creating. This could even just be really sitting down and taking note of your memories of things that you've experienced this year. And when we compile it all together, we can see how vast and how lucky we are within our experience. Okay? And as I was just talking about, looking back on time, we have the Ancestors card, the Remembrance card. And that's also a very interesting card considering the time of year it is. It is currently October. If you're watching this in the future, it doesn't matter. But it is currently October, which is one of the times when the veil between our world and the spirit world is at its thinnest, and communication between our realm and other realms is easiest. It sounds weird to say that, but it's a lot easier to communicate with our ancestors who have passed on. But then it's interesting, we also have the spring card, in which what I was picking up here was spring and blossom. Spring is another time when the veil between our worlds is at its thinnest. So this could be really working with ancestors. At this time, you guys may have an affinity to working with ancestors or spirits that are of different realms. And this transitional period in time may be a very helpful time frame, very helpful part of your experience to be able to really expand those powers. And then we have the card of Ritual, which is Invocation. And it's, again, like I was saying here, with this woman harvesting the sweetgrass, but not just harvesting it. She's also taking the time to braid it. She's wearing these beautiful bracelets. She's taken off her hat. Like, she's clearly enjoying the moment, clearly enjoying being there. And so it's almost like if you can take everyday routine, mundane things and do them in a more, say, ritualistic kind of way, then you're just adding your magic and your power to your everyday experience. It doesn't have to be about, taking time and doing a dedicated ritual just for the sake of ritual. Everyday experiences can be rituals. Even like I was saying here with the harvesting, going back and remembering and acknowledging all the hard work can be done in a very ritual type form as well. Let's go with these cards. We have Meadow, which is vulnerability. I'm going to put that over here with the rest of the springtime cards. And then we have Rain, Purification. It's very interesting, the balance here, right? Because I was picking up very much on the spring energy over here, but then we had the harvest and the autumnal energy over here. And for a lot of places, rain comes in the fall. It also comes in the spring, but we associate it a lot with the spring. But quite often we do have this rain that comes later on in the year, and it's very purifying. Like it's washing away the remnants of what was in the fields. It's helping to break down and start the cycle over again. And so it's almost like we're going through this transition of this springtime, this new energy coming to life. And when, when plants are just starting to bud, when they're just starting to, or not bud, but when they're just starting to come up from the surface, or from deep within the surface, within the ground, the plants are at their most vulnerable, right? And then after they have grown and blossomed and we've harvested and all this, we then can purify ourselves, purify the soil, purify our experience to start fresh. And in the kind of the pagan tradition with the Wheel of the Year, Samhain typically marks the end of the witch's year. And moving into winter is actually the beginning of the year, it's the beginning of a new year, a new season, all sorts of things starting fresh as we move our way from Samhain into Yule. So as you go through the next couple of months, it may be time for you to focus on appreciation, on gratitude, and also going into it with a new revitalized sense of self and being vulnerable to new ideas, but also letting go of things that aren't serving you. So, shedding old ideas, bringing in new ones, and allowing yourself to be wrapped up in the energy and the energy transitions that are going on. Okay? So we have the card of Flashover. It's all in your head. And Maximus, how can you feed others when your own table is empty? Both of these cards really speak well with taking care of yourself. Again, it's that purification and that rejuvenation that comes when you can complete a cycle and move into a fresh cycle. With the Maximus card of how do you feed others when your own table is empty, it's the same kind of thing as like how can you fill someone else's cup when your cup is empty. So it's about taking care of yourself. And with this all in your head, I feel like you guys may have the strong desire to help others, but you do have to remember that you need to take care of yourself first, and someone else's desires and someone else's needs do not need to trump your own. Okay? Speaking of desires, we have the Desire card and we have the Radiate card. With this new coming cycle, and the new transition, sorry, I apparently have the hiccups. With this new coming cycle, I feel like you'll be able to step into this new energy of owning who you are and owning your powers, essentially, which will allow you to radiate when you can tap into what it is that you desire on a deeper level. It's like you're letting yourself enter this cycle where you can blossom, where you can really reap the benefits of the seeds that you've sown, and you can kind of conquer the world, right? But again, we are going through transitions. This is not an immediate thing. Your inner witch is telling you that you need to be patient and that you need to let this transition go. Some of you may be here, some of you may be here, some of you might not even have started this cycle. And this cycle can repeat. You may have gone through a transition and now you're starting over again. Okay? So we have the card of Star. The silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. We have the enchanted evening, the perfect night. And we have prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. As you move forward through this next cycle of enlightenment, of growth, of whatever you want to call it, even rebirth, awakening, it's about focusing on what it is that you want. It's kind of like focusing on your North Star to guide you through this transition. There's one enchanted evening card, the perfect night over the ritual. I feel this is, I'm almost sensing this more as a warning than saying like there's going to be this enchanted evening, this perfect night. And it's almost like perfect is what you make of it. So many people, especially when they are new to witchcraft, new little witchlings or baby witches, whatever you want to call yourself, they think they have to have these big, glamorous rituals, and that's the only way that they can do it. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be this big show-stopping event. Taking the time to sit and braid the sweetgrass. Taking time to harvest your lavender and really embracing the moment, smelling the flowers, touching it, seeing what it feels like, and just appreciating every moment, every little aspect of what you are doing. That can be as ritualistic as setting up a huge big ritual. And both can be perfect if you allow them to be. The perfect night does not exist unless you allow it to. And if you have all sorts of criteria that, this has to be this, everything, and it falls short, can it still be a perfect night? Of course it can. But it all depends on your perspective and ultimately your desires as well. If you are so limited in your viewpoint about what this enchanted evening will look like, you may miss out on something even better. So just keep your eyes open and allow yourself to experience what you want to experience. Okay? With the prosperity card, I feel like if you allow yourself to move through this transition without resistance, if you allow yourself to move through without kind of getting into this energy of wearing yourself thin, then prosperity lies ahead. Okay? And prosperity not just in terms of riches and success, but in all aspects of life. Okay? So that is your message from your inner witch, your inner green witch. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then head on over to V's channel to check out her version of this collaboration. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 2 for this message from your inner witch reading. We're going to start with your tarot cards. So we have lemon balm, sunflower, cedar, nasturtium, can't say that, cayenne, and ginger. Three of water, magician, chariot, 6 of fire, Adelita, fire, and the 8 of fire. Lots of fire energy down on this end. But the chariot card is what's really calling to me. And it's also interesting because we have water down here. And then we have the magician, the chariot, and then we move into the fire. So it's almost like your inner witch is wanting to tell you that you have the power, you have the capabilities to go after what you are passionate about, and you have the capabilities to control the situation, to control your power. The Chariot is about movement, it's about going forward, but it's also about when you're being pulled in different directions, it's about being able to steer yourself in the direction that you want to go. It's about trusting yourself to go down the right path. Okay? So it's interesting because we think fire and water, they're very opposite, right? And so we have the Three of Water here, which is a very joyful card. It's very playful, very fun. And so it's almost like we're going from this transition of having fun and then seeing what you are capable of, what you are able to do. And then this is still fun down here, but it's almost like you're taking this fun, lighthearted energy and using it to your advantage. This could be creating a business around what you're passionate with. It could be learning new skills, being really experimental with your knowledge and how far you can push things to go further in this life. It's like you have the decision to take your passions and have it just be fun, just be joyful, or you can take your passions and you can really create something beautiful, something sustainable, and something long-term. Okay. We have, hey, there's that water card again. Cleansing. The Wiccan Reed. And Altar Dedication. The Wiccan Reed card is really telling me that, like, you can live by your own rules. You can set the rules that are going to benefit you as you move forward on this journey. I'm really feeling like this could be a business venture for some of you. So if you are wanting to start your own business, like, make sure that you are taking all the steps that you need to make it be long-term and sustainable and actually turn it into a business and not just a hobby. With the card of Altar and Dedication, it's like you have the dedication to put forward into this passion, into this craft. And it doesn't have to be a craft as in like a handicraft, like knitting or just sticker making, or I don't know. Like, it doesn't have to be like a physical thing that you're crafting with your hands. It could be woodworking, it could be cooking, it could be, whatever. It could be candle making even. It could be learning about herbs and becoming some kind of a healer. It's not, I'm going to refer to it as your craft, your passion, whatever you want to do for a job. I feel like you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job if you can tap into what this passion is and how you can explore it as more than just a hobby. Okay? With this water card, with the cleansing, it's almost like you need to cleanse yourself of limiting beliefs that have held you back. Limiting beliefs that are saying you can't do this because it's just a hobby, or you can't do this because you're not talented enough, or it's not a unique idea, or whatever. It's cleansing yourself of ideas that aren't serving you anymore and that are putting out your fire. Okay? Altar, dedication, and now we have the card of endurance. I really do feel like this is something long-term that you can strive for. We have the card of meditation. So this may mean that your powers as a witch, if that's how you identify, may be through meditation. So if you're having a hard time connecting with your passion, connecting with where you want to go with this Chariot energy, you may try meditation. It may allow you to, well, for one thing, clear your mind of chatter, cleanse your mind in a sense, right? And it may also allow you to connect with your subconscious and guide yourself in that direction. Okay, Dreamtime Creation. And then we have the DNA Karma. With this card, it's almost like you were meant to do it. You know, like it's in your DNA. This could even be a passion that, you know, maybe growing up, you're like, people were telling you, well, that's not a real job, or that's not something that you can do to earn a sustainable income. Don't listen to those critics, okay? This day and age allows us to experience what it's like to work in a whole new way. Working online, selling handicrafts. You don't have to just go to, you know, like a craft fair anymore. You can sell on Etsy. You can sell on your own websites. You can even sell through Amazon now. Like, it's amazing what you can do. If you're an artist, you don't just have to rely on galleries. If you're a musician, you don't have to, you know, grind at the local bar 7 days a week, playing for hours and hours on end. I mean, if that's what you enjoy, then that's awesome. But there's so many opportunities out there now that weren't available just a few years ago, right? There's so many different ways that you can market yourself and that you can take your passion and turn it into a career. Maybe what this Wiccan read is you need to rewrite the books, rewrite the laws as to how you think that money is made, or even rewrite the story that you're telling yourself. We have the card of Leveria, Let Love Grow. And Serendipity, Merge with the Flow. Yeah, both very powerful cards about letting things grow, letting it expand and just move forward. Go with the flow. Again, another water reference with the go with the flow. If you're feeling like working a 9-to-5 job is going against the river, against the flow of the current, then how can you turn around and go with the flow? How can you stop putting up the resistance? With the Magician card here with the sunflower, there's a lot in regards to the law of attraction and manifestation, talking about resistance. And when you can let go of the resistance, how your manifestations can come to you so much easier. And part of witchcraft, part of being a witch, is knowing how to use the energies around you. And so this could be, you know, creating a spell, a ritual, an incantation that allows you to let go and to release, so that it's easier to go with the flow and easier to accept this love and abundance into your life. Okay, again, it's the cleansing of the old expectations that are no longer serving you. So we have the card of air, which says, work with the element of air to cut through the core of a situation and see the truth, which is what I was talking about with the meditation card. Perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. And insight opens the third eye to strengthen the intuition. Again, that meditation card. So yeah, this is about long-term creation and going with the flow. This isn't about creating something to just be content now. This is about creating something, like I was saying in the beginning, write the laws, write the regulations, write the whatever you need for your business. Create it as a business, not just a hobby. See it as something bigger. And, you know, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. Like I was saying, when someone tells you that you can't do it, you know you can. Trust yourself. You can do this. You can beat those odds. You can create the life that you dream of. Okay? So that is your message. If you picked pile number 2 for this message from your inner witch reading, I would love it if you could go over to V's channel and see what her messages are for you. Please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 3 in this message from your inner witch. Pick a card. So we're going to start with your tarot cards. We have the Emperor, which is Hemlock, the Sun, which is St. John's Wort, the Empress, which is Rose, the Two of Earth, which is Witch Hazel, and we have the Death card, which is Marigold. I love this balance of the Emperor and the Empress around the Sun. It's like you've got the fiery life essence being balanced by the masculine and the feminine. And then even the Two of Earth, this is a card about decisions, balance again. So I feel like when we add this Death card to the story, it's like if you can find this balance within yourself, then you are going to rebirth into this whole new energy. Let's see, what else do we have to add? Oh, star at incubation. And does that not look like a person in a womb ready to rebirth? We have the Death card again. You guys, big transitions coming. This is not actual death. This is figurative. It is a transition, a metamorphosis. And then we have the card of prosperity. 3 Sabbats. So with the multiple Sabbats, this could be, I'm getting 2 messages here. One is to celebrate, okay? Celebrate everything that you have in your life. Celebrate the good, the bad, the ugly, the positive, the negative, celebrate. But it's also about knowing that this is not an immediate answer, okay? We have transition through the seasons, through the wheel of the year, right? With the 2 Death cards, this could be a whole year that this could take for you to make this transition, this metamorphosis, okay? And I feel like a lot of this is going to be balancing your energy. Again, we have that dynamic of the masculine and the feminine with the Emperor and the Empress, okay? We also have very interesting energy here of the Sun and the Death card. We have, the light of the Sun and the darkness of 6 feet under kind of, imagery. But again, we have the marigolds, very, very powerful flower attracting these beautiful butterflies. And what better symbol for transformation, for metamorphosis than a butterfly? Okay, we have the St. John's Wort flower here, and another flower great for pollinators. Let's pull your herb cards. Focus and guidance. It's always interesting when we have a card like the Sun, and you always think like a sun lights the way, right? It shines bright. We can see because the sun illuminates everything. But then we have the card of guidance here with a lighthouse, which helps us see in the dark, in the stormy times. And we also have focus, which has these binoculars in it, so helping us see long term, helping us see in the distance. So it's almost like you need to open your eyes to the possibilities. But again, with this dynamic between the masculine and the feminine, even the 2 of Earth here, It's about balancing within, so looking within. With it being the Two of Earth, it's very grounding energy. So this isn't about, focusing out into a new realm, into the dream world. It's about focusing on what you've got right here and right now. What you, as a physical human entity, has. This could also be taking the time to go out in nature and to ground yourself and to focus on releasing pent-up energies that are no longer serving you back into the ground. We have Arenda, honor your mystical creative force. And Witch, the magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. Like I was saying, this isn't about looking external to you. This is about looking internally. For some of you who picked this pile, you may be new to the world of witchcraft, new to identifying as a witch. And it's about knowing your powers and your energy, but also not rushing into things. Witchcraft and being a witch, honestly, is about learning and growing and balancing energy and knowing what you are capable of and trusting that you are capable of so much. So again, with all the transition through the wheel of the year, through the Sabbats, I do feel like this is a journey. And so it's almost like you need to look inside and see what is pushing you forward. When you can truly look inside and be honest with yourself about what you see, when you can be honest with yourself about balancing this energy, again, this could be masculine and feminine, but this could also be light and dark. This could be positive, negative. It could be, even balancing the energy of the elements within you. Just focusing on what it is that you need, right? If you feel, say, drawn to fire, doing candle magic, doing candlelit meditations, or if you're drawing more to the earth, it could be about getting outside and grounding yourself, whether it's, walking barefoot through the grass, tending a garden. Perhaps you're connected more to water, and a ritual cleaning bath might be something that helps to cleanse your energy and connect more with yourself, okay? So we have the card of Gaia, nurturing energy there, right? Taking time for yourself on this journey as you learn it and as you grow, okay? And the card of Forest, breath. Take time to breathe. Take time to experience nature. Between the Forest and the Two of Earth card here, you may need to get out and do some grounding. But it's all about trusting yourself to know where you need to go. Following that lighthouse. Sometimes we need to look into the distance. It's not about something we can do right now in this moment, but what do we want to do in the future? Okay? And also a part of it is, a part of witchcraft is knowing how to bring the elements into your life, even if you can't physically go there. So I know you can't see it, but just over there, I have a jar full of seashells. So when I feel like I need to connect with the ocean, with the water, and I can't, say, go swim in the ocean, I will use those seashells. Whether it's in meditation or in spell work or whatever, it's about using things that symbolize the elements as you're feeling you need to connect with, okay? Speaking of water, we have the card of water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Okay, healing and purification, very much in line with this Gaia card, with nurturing, making sure you're taking time for yourself. Okay? On target. Follow your ideal life path. Again, very much internal, focusing on you and where you want to go. And then we have the tree of life, the wisdom, true wisdom, and making good choices in life. Like I was saying, the path of a witch often involves knowledge and growing, and always knowing that we can better ourselves and we can better our experience, and also just understanding that mindset and understanding how energies work can really move our craft in new directions. So if you picked this pile, this third pile, I really feel like you will be transitioning into a much more powerful and balanced time in your life. Whether this is something that you are actively trying to do, whether you are seeking guidance and healing, if you are seeking balance on an internal level, like internal energy level, or whether this is something that you may kind of stumble into in the future. I do feel like there is a big transition coming up for a lot of you who picked this pile, and very positive transitions, okay? But you do have to focus on yourself. You do have to focus on what is inside and that balance within, okay? This isn't a short-term solution. Again, we've got the transition through with the two images of death, with them being related to Samhain. This could be a whole year worth of work that you need to put in, but I feel like you guys can do it, okay? So that is your message if you picked pile number 3. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit that subscribe button, and then head on over to V's channel and check out her variation of this pick a card collaboration. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.